Hello, everybody. Welcome to the United stand. How could you mix that up? It's the Manchester derby. It's Man United against Man City. How are you all feeling? Excited, I hope. I certainly am. You know, look, two things can be right. I want Man United to win the Manchester derby, and I want Glinios out. Some people seem to be really struggling with this. It's very simple. I want Man United to win. I want these owners out, because in the short term, happiness and enjoying winning games is obviously crucial, but in the long term, nothing will change if we don't force them out. So it's really simple for those people who don't figure it out. And I think anybody who is a facilitator of the Glazers on the payroll or won't say anything is a Glazerite. It's really simple. But let's delve into United's lineup today, because it's on the screen and we've got some exciting stuff for you as well. But that's the Man City lineup. Well, we can have a look at the Man City lineup. I don't mind looking at the Man City lineup, because to be honest with you, the Man City lineup we'll look at in a moment is very, very gettable defensively. I really do believe. I think it is. And you know what? Their bench is not great either. It's a Manchester derby. I don't think they're playing particularly well. They've got a very good attack. But if Carrick does what I think he's going to do, my concerns, my positives about this team are the pace on the attack. I actually agree with Dorgu, Ahmad and Mbeumo. They're our quickest players. Bruno's going to be looking for those long balls. I think it's going to be very basic, but he's only had 3 days on the training ground. He was here for two to 3 years with Ollie. I think this is going to be very, very basic Man United, back to basics. And that's why my concerns, positives, pace on the break against an inexperienced defence. Negatives, I would say that the defence might worry me a little bit. Casemiro, Maguire and Martinez are slow, in my opinion. So that's what I would say with regards to that. Amorim sacked and the team leaks return instantly. The team was leaked so early, Arnold. Yeah, it really was. But I don't think Carrick's taking a risk. I think he's going back to basics. It's a United side that, you know, I think Ollie would have picked this team. I predicted that we would have Maguire back with Martinez, and Luke Shaw would be left back, and Diallo would be right back, and Casemiro would be holding midfielder, and Mainu. I mean, this is Ten Hag's midfield. This is a Ten Hag team as much as it's an Ollie team as well, isn't it? It's a back four. It's going to be deep. We've used this midfield 2 years ago when Jamie Carragher was jumping around in white trainers saying it's wide open and you can park a bus in it. So, look, this is the problem that any manager has. Carrick, Conte, Roy Keane, they're all going to have the same problem. You've still got to try and get the best out of a bunch of players that really doesn't work. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it, really. Sorry, I'm waiting for something to happen here. We're a quick front three, but what about the midfield, says Kev. Mainu started Grimsby and Brighton. It didn't work out, says Tok. I think he's picked the wingers to double up, says Robert McCormack. Keep up the great work, says Brett. And Sarvesh says, sorry, I don't feel any connection with this club anymore. Club has lost its soul. I'm here to see the Glazer United get spanked by Man City. I don't really want to see that. I don't really want to see that, if I'm being honest. It's surprising to me that, you know, some people would be like that. But, you know, realistically, I want United to win. I want Glinios out, and I want them to win. So yeah, that would be great if Manchester United could win. So before we get into everything though today, and I don't know why. There we go. Before we get into anything today, hopefully it's going to come up on the screen. Before we get started, there it is. We put together a bet builder for today's game with our sponsor, Boyle Sports, which is next to me there, and the link's in the description. If you've not used the bet builder before, it's basically about combining a few things you expect to happen in the same match, like player involvement, general match patterns, so goals, red cards, assists, etc., all into one bet. And rather than trying to call an exact scoreline or a specific moment, for mine today, I've gone with both teams to score, Bruno to score at any time, over 10.5 corners, which is a bit out there, and both Casemiro and Bernardo Silva to be booked. So I've gone both teams to score, Bruno to score any time, over 10.5 corners, and both Casemiro and Bernardo Silva to be booked. And I've based that on past games. Nothing forced, nothing thrown in just to boost the odds. It's a bet that still makes sense however the match plays out. So I built this on Boyle Sports mainly because they've got a bet builder boost on selected games which give you an extra value without changing the logic behind the bet. And it's worth noting that if you're new to Boyle Sports, they've got an offer on where if you bet £10, then you get £40 in free bets. So throughout today's game, we're going to keep an eye on the bet builder and see how we get on. And you can get involved too. Drop your suggestions in the chat for our next one, which is United Arsenal next week. And if you want to create your own bet builder, go to Boyle Sports app on site or the links in the description. Of course, it's only for UK and Ireland, and you've got to be over 18. Full terms and conditions apply. So if you're outside or under 18 or you're not in the UK and Ireland, you can just play along and see how I do. I'm pretty confident about that, to be honest with you. So let's see how that goes. Bruno to score, both teams to score, over 10.5 corners, and both Casemiro and Bernardo Silva to be booked. I think tactically that's quite good. So we'll see how that goes with that. Obviously, you want to check it out, scan the QR code or go through the link in the video description. Thank you very much to Ball Sports. Sound Dog says, how does Diallo keep getting games? Look, I don't know whether I've had a bit of a change here. I have very little issue with players at the moment. I don't really have a massive problem with the players at the moment, because when I think about the real problems at Man United, and look, I want to make a statement here. Clip me up, do whatever you want, do whatever you want. I really don't care, right? I'm past caring. I have my opinion. You can have yours. When I say someone's a Glazerite, whether that's an athletic journalism, whether it's Rio Ferdinand, if they want to come on a show, or I'll go on theirs and I'll explain it to them, I'm happy to do it. But they won't, because they're scared, because they know they can't defeat it, because they basically do pour out spiel for the club. Some people want to defend those people. That's absolutely fine. But I said a week ago, I guarantee you in the space of a week, the momentum around regime change will turn into people taking a pop at ex-players, people taking a pop at the United stand, people taking a pop at players, people taking a pop at Carrick, because we've seen this movie before. So if you get wound up by me saying, well, you know, Rio's a Glazerite, or the Athletic, you know, basically feed stuff out there, and I am getting shit for it, but it's a social experiment just to prove the point. I told you the momentum around regime change will change in a matter of days, because the Glazer spin will go into play. The Athletic wrote an article today, not about the ownership, not about Jason Wilcox, about the problem ex-players cause. Last time I checked, ex-players didn't put us into £1 billion of debt, shit the club down the toilet, and refused to buy players in January. So, you know, just when you're getting involved in the toxicity out there, right, remember what I told you a week ago, and remember what I'm telling you today. This is a social experiment for me. I'm just proving a point. The Glazerites will come out to turn the argument into something irrelevant, which isn't about the regime. And lo and behold, I've seen Rio clip this morning, I've seen an article in The Athletic, and we'll keep seeing it. And that's why we fail as a fan base, because we always fall for the tactics of those at the top to divide and conquer. And they've done it already, and it will work. So let's see what happened. Let's see what happens with it. Me and my bro broke down en route to the match, says 5H. What, crying? I know, mate, don't worry about it. Yeah, I've just realised you broke down in your car. It's funny, isn't it, how you say you broke down on the way to the match, and I instantly assume it's an emotional breakdown at the state of Manchester United and not that you broke down in the car. Well, you've got us with you, mate. You've got us with you, so thank you very much for that. Me and my bro broke down on the way to the match, says Sham. Thank you very much. How are you, Mark? Don't you have to worry about today's result? I lost my 3 bets on United, so hopefully I put 150 on City at evens, reverse psychology. And that's from Andy Atherton. And come on, United, I didn't wake up at 6:30 for a loss, says Aidan. Look, genuinely, talking about United today, I genuinely do think, and, you know, say what you like, I genuinely do think that Manchester United will not get beat today. And I've said that to you all along. I really do not think that Man United get beat today. I think we've got a Man City side that is weak at the back, has a weak bench. We'll look at that in a minute. And I really do think that that is going to be the problem that they have. It's a Manchester derby as well. The crowd will be up for it. I just have a feeling of confidence, you know? Maybe that's stupidity as well, but I really do. So there we go. It'll be a Haaland masterclass. And I think, look, Jeff says we're going to get destroyed. It's... Man City are a really good side. I've just had some news coming in. I need to just double check this. Man City are a really good side, but I've watched them over the last few weeks and they have struggled a little bit. I also think that we have a very good record when people think Man City are going to beat us. Look at what happened against Liverpool as well. So I think that we've got a really good opportunity today. And look, sometimes football's really simple. Pep Guardiola and Man City play the best football this season. I can't lie about it because I've said it on That's Football. I think they play the best football. I think Doku and Semenyo are really interesting players. Haaland's the best striker in the league. They've got a good team, but defensively, I think you can get at them. And I also think that the way that Pep Guardiola wants to play football, if you park the bus and counter at pace, it's caused him problems against us for years. So I think that we have an... Look, I think Amrin would have beat Brighton last week. I think Amrin would have beat Burnley. And I think Amrin would have got a result today. I do. I can't prove it, but I do. So I think for Carrick today, it's almost a no... It's a free hit. Because if we lose to Man City, I don't think anyone's going to blame Carrick. They're going to blame Wilcox. But if he gets something, Carrick gets the glow up. So I think it's a free hit for the players. It's a free hit for Carrick. That's the way I look at it. Because if we get beat, no one's going to go, oh, the players or oh, the manager. They're going to go the board. So I think it's a free hit. I think you can go out there and enjoy themselves. And also, I think that the way that we're going to set up really does constitute a way of how... let me just get this Man City team up on the screen. It really does... It's going to be simplistic. I don't think... Look, Amrin, we can ping the ball about nicely, but I think we're going to see a lot of long diagonals. Harry Maguire is a born long diagonal player. So is Bruno. I think we're going to see a lot of diagonals. I don't think we're going to play through the midfield much at all. I think Mainoo's going to have to do a lot of defensive work. But his World Cup quest starts here. And I think that pace on the break could be really interesting. Because when you look at that Man City side, Lewis, Kushinov, Alni and Aki as a back four, I just don't know. I think it's a massively inexperienced back four. And then I look at their bench. I mean, Altnouri, I don't know how fit he is. Bettinelli, Cherki on the... Look, they've got a couple of good players on. I mean, I'm surprised O'Reilly's not playing, to be honest with you. Why would you not put Aki at centre-back and play O'Reilly at left-back? Maybe, I don't know what that's all about. They have got some good players on the bench. Cherki, Reinders. But it's not a great bench. You know, you look at it, Mfuni, Mikasa, Macedo, Bettinelli. You know, it's not a Man City squad. I think there's a vulnerability. And I've said for a while, I don't think Man United lose this game. EG says, I've never heard Keane or Butt talk about the owners. All I hear is them going on players or managers in a disrespectful way, but some saying they are Glazers out, says EG. And I hope we get the win today. Glinios out, says Craig Smith. Ollie is back. Counter-attack. Bruno hero ball, says Anthony. And the most thing is to win here well. Draw with Arsenal while playing really great, then lose to Fulham playing the worst football, says Sir J.K. Worthing. I don't know what it is about your name that gets me stuttering. You're making me nervous. More nervous than the game. He's going for a strong bench. Switch up if needed, says Garage. Well, the Man United bench, Binder, Fletcher, Heaven, Malacia. I mean, what strong bench is this then? I'm not feeling it. Binder, Fletcher, Heaven, Malacia, Mount, Cunha, Agate, Yoro, Sesko. I'm not feeling a strong bench there, mate. I mean, I think Cunha off the bench is good, but I'm not feeling a strong bench. I think Cunha late in the game could be key. If they're going to insist VAR stays, can they at least have a time limit on decisions? Anything clear and obvious takes no more than 20 seconds, says Bulbous. And if we win today, it's only because City have no defence. And I'll bet anyone Carrick is getting the job at the end of the season. He's exactly what Sir Jim wants, young, English and cheap, says Michael McLaughlin. And I have no idea how the hell people get annoyed by ex-players. You and so on. The board is the problem, hands down. How do people not see that, says Aaron. Look, the sad thing is about United is that I think for look, I don't want to talk about Glazer out movement because realistically we've got a big game and it's escapism, isn't it? But Dorgo over Cunha, what's your opinions? Says Bradley. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I think for the Glazer out or Glinios out movement to stay, we need to lose every week, and I don't want that. But you know, Roy Keane after the Brighton game basically said negative stuff about Sir Alex, inexperience, this, that and the other. And everyone was going, he's spot on, he's spot on, he's spot on. And then a week later, because everybody's on the Carrick is magic bandwagon and PR and, you know, the club's positive, Roy Keane's a villain again. So I think that with regards to that, I just find it strange. But then again, it's a social experiment. I said at the start of the week, I'm sort of doing this on purpose. I'm going to keep calling people Glazerites. I'm going to keep saying they're on the bandwagon of the PR, you know, because it irritates everybody and it keeps it, you know, I might have to get a bit of shit myself, but at least it keeps the conversation going because trust me, the conversation is dying like a snowman in a bloody heat wave. It melts. And for what? Don't know. Finally, Bruno at 10, but I've got no expectations, says Eddie. And how are you feeling on Noah Garte, Mark, says Certified. I've got, look, in relation to the Man United side, let's get it back up on the screen. In relation to the Manchester United side, it's not far off the team I picked in the preview. The back four and the midfield three is the same. And Burmo and Ahmad I had in the team. I didn't have Dorgu in the team. I had Cunha in the team. So I wasn't that far off. So I'm not surprised by the team. I think Mainu is an easy hit. I'm not saying that Carrick's picking Mainu because, you know, he wants to be popular, but it's, you know, Amrim didn't do it. I'm going to do it. You know, a lot of managers do that. And I'm interested to see how that midfield gets on. As for Dorgu over Cunha, I think we're just looking for pace. I think we really are. We're just looking for pace. Certified. Riggy, thank you very much for your super chat. Sesko was getting started 3 goals in 2 games, but gets benched. What is this lineup? Says Saprit. This is a tactical lineup. And I think this is sometimes where people go wrong. This is a tactical lineup. This is about a certain game and a certain opposition and playing a certain way instead of picking the team that did well last week or whatever. So Sesko, very static, very physical. This is about long balls and pace on the break. And, you know, Carrick would have been sat on the bench with Mourinho and Ollie when we beat Man City. And every time we beat Man City, we did it with pace and a deep line. And look, Harry Maguire's in the team. It's going to be a deep line and it's going to be counter-attacking football. We can't play a high line against Man City at Old Trafford. So we're going to play deep, compact and counter. And it will be very similar to what Solskjaer did. Whether we do it next week against Arsenal, yes. The next 2 games, I think we play like this. Whether we do it against Fulham, the game after that, I don't know. I don't know whether this is going to be week in, week out. But for the next 2 games, I think we'll go deep. And at times we might be a back 5. You know, we might. Dorgu might drop into a back 5 with Luke Shaw centrally. So watch the system because Carrick's 4 at the back for Middlesbrough wasn't always 4 at the back. Sometimes it was 5 at the back. Sometimes it was 3. So let's see. Neville chatting garbage before, bringing up past managers and not once mentioning the owners. He did manage to mention the stadium though, says Mike. Thank you very much, Mike. Thanks for all your super chats coming in. Thank you from Aidan as well. Shaw Maguire Delow, this will be a great watch, says One Inch Wonder. Is Dorgu left wing or left wing back, says Kev. Well, we'll know in 10 minutes. Thank you very much for that. And with the Glazers and another business-minded operation, owners forget about United's renaissance. Anyway, Man City cannot afford to lose, says Daniel. Look, I want to say 2 things before the game. And we can pick them up after the match. If I get my pen and paper. Why have I put mileage there? I'm sounding like I'm a bloody hipster. Right, two things. Yeah, so positives, pace in the front three. I get it, I understand it. I'd rather see Cunha starting, but I thought Cunha might end up being a full guy, to be honest with you, with the next manager. I really felt Cunha might be the guy that ends up out of the team. And also, so there's three things I quite like. I like Dorgu, Ahmad and Mbeumo because they're quick and we can just hit that long ball. I think it's effective as an out ball. If you're a defender against the Man City side, it's nice to know if you hit a 50-50 long ball, it might go somewhere. So I understand that. The things that worry me are Casemiro, Martinez and Maguire. I wouldn't be surprised if he took Luke Shaw in. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a back five out of possession, because if it's a back four, I think it could be a problem. But we'll have to wait and see on that. I mean, I just think Harry Maguire represents something that, you know, has worked in the past, and he might, knowing Harry, he might score the winner from a corner, you know. But also, I don't think Harry Maguire as a starting centre back in a back four in 2026 is a good idea. So I'm wondering if it's going to be a back three, because I just can't see, full of heart, full of effort, but got no pace, you know? With the Glazers, done that one. Hi, Mark. What do you make of Carrick's comments on the club this week, says Adam. Look, my concerns about Carrick is, I'd love Carrick just to get us into Europe and leave. My concerns are, he gets us into Europe and stays, and then we're back where we were with Solskjaer, you know? Mark, you and me and those of us are long in the tooth. The Glazerite supporters are the casuals, says Mr. W. No, I don't think they are. I don't. I think there are United fans who live in Manchester, top Reds who are Glazerites because they, you know, play the game for the club, etc. So yeah, I think that they are. Lovely stuff. Make your Mark, I've done that one. You also thought we were going to win against Brighton and we got our arse handed to us by the B team. I hope we win though. Yeah, but India, I think it's a different game. And just because you were wrong once doesn't mean you're wrong again. I think that we've got, I think we've got a game here that, you know, is a Manchester derby. It's the first game for Carrick. It's a weakened man. I always think that Man United do well against teams that are better than us. I always think we operate better when we're an underdog, you know? I always feel like that. 1 minute, I haven't got my water. It'll be 10 seconds. It's not there. Oh, it's here. Beth in the box. Yeah, well, I'm not going to promo Sky, but fair play to her. Hope you're well, Mark. Huge and tough game ahead, but I always want to beat City more than any team. Let's give it everything. Let's go to work. Come on, says Daniel Thompson. Never heard Keane or Butt talk about owners. All I hear is them going on players or managers in a disrespectful way, e.g. Well, look, to be honest, in fairness to Beth, it's your fault she's gone into the box with Sky because... you know, she's fed up of the shit that you keep giving her. So the only safe place for her to go is in a box where no one can bother her on social media. It's your fault. She's now gone into a box in Sky where she gets played clips about the results and she can't be on social media. So well done, all you haters. Ollie Ball is back. Counter-attack. Bruno Hiraboas. We've done that. Thank you. Players are in the tunnel. How the board said they would change things and following the same process we've seen before. Also calling the January transfer window a desperate window, yet we're nothing else but desperate, says Tom. Hey, players are in the tunnel. Game time. Let's get excited. Havin has just gifted a membership. You're a legend. If you want to get your badge in, you can do that. And... Milan Van Ewick from Coventry as fullback is the answer, says Seb954. He's good. He's been very good. I mean, I know a few Coventry fans. They're having a great season and apparently he's really good. So yeah, can't knock that. Score predictions, says Adam. I don't do score predictions because I'm sort of banned, but I will say this. I don't think Man United lose. That's my take. I don't think that Man United will lose this game tonight. Is that another new United tracksuit top they're wearing there? I mean... we'd be top of the league if it was releasing merchandise to rinse fans, wouldn't we? There's like a new top every bloody week. I tell you what. God. Just feeling me back there. How the board said they would change things and following the same process that we've seen before. Also calling, I've done that one from Tom. Thank you very much. Completely get not wanting to lose. I don't either, says Aaron. But win or lose, we should still stand together. It won't happen though, Aaron. Like if we win today, I guarantee. I mean, Rio Ferdinand's already said he wouldn't mind Michael Carrick getting the job. And you just feel like, shut up. Shut up. Why won't people hold him to account? He is, you know, he's toxic positive. If you don't like Neville or Keane, all right, they're negative. But Rio's the other way. He's a complete buffoon. You know, everything he says is a bad take. It's just a positive bad take. And, you know, I agree. Some of the ex-players are negative. I call them out all the time. But you've got buffoons like him saying positive stuff as well. I wouldn't mind Carrick getting the job. Mate, where you said the same about Ollie. Like, I mean... Yeah, because he probably wants Carrick to get the job because they're mates and he can get interviews and information. That's probably why. Hello to my girlfriend. It's Derby Day, says Punch Paint. Has there been any word on where DeLitt is, says Dylan? I think he might be back for the game against Arsenal, but I don't know in relation to what. Anthony Taylor, the referee, I think Man City fans are more bothered that he's the ref than we probably are. Look, if we're blaming the referee at the end of the game, we're blaming the referee at the end of the game, but hopefully not. If we're bottom half when the season closes, do you think that could be the end of Ineos, says Gamer? Well, it should be. Today is about football heritage, says Angel Rodriguez. I mean, if you look at United's real football heritage, it's good football, it's winning games, it's excitement, it's a vision. If you look at the last 10 years, our football heritage is more about... getting screwed, sponsored by Pornhub. We've got our own category. That's our heritage, isn't it? We need a good result here. Come on, boys, says Christian. Membership sent Bunhavin. Thank you very much. A desperate window we've done. And watching in Canada, says Mr. Joe. Let us know where you're watching from. Let's win for the fans today. We would deserve it. I mean, look, Del, I get it. I even said it myself. I think if we want the Glazers out, we need to keep losing. But I also know what it feels like to win. And for me, that's a very personal thing as well. You know, I don't feel like when we win, I have to thank the Glazers. I don't feel like when we win, I have to thank the players. I feel like I just go, you know, that's for me, you know. And it's a nice feeling, you know. It is a nice feeling. Good morning from California, says David. I'm from Ireland originally. I have to get up at 4 a.m. The top is reversible. We've seen the red side already. I'm trying to give hope. Any words of wisdom? It's a Manchester derby. I've seen us go into these types of games before and win. Yarrow and Heaven faces in the tunnel. Why did we come, says Anthony. There was a comment here about Cunha. I'm just trying to find it. Sarvish says, in my opinion, any manager that enables Glazers to stay at the club is an enemy of the club. Carrick out, says Sarvish. I sort of do get that, but in a way, I disagree because, of course, you're enabling the Glazers if you stick with, you know, come and rescue them. But would you do it? Imagine you're Cunha and you look left and right and you're sat alongside Malacia and Fletcher whilst Dorgu takes your spot. It's very tactical though, 1 inch wonder. I mean, look, let's see if it works before we start criticising. Don't know why people are surprised. We can't outplay City, so we need to counter with pace and win the headers on the set pieces. That's Maguire and Casemiro, says Chiri. Do you think Mazraoui starts when he gets back, says Marcus. Look, I hope Diallo has a good game today because I do think... yeah, I do think so. I do think it can't... BD says, I can't believe both you and Robbie did go for a City win. Let's hope you're right, though. I didn't... No, yeah, neither of us went with a City win. Although we'll have a lot of Arsenal fans on our side today. But don't really care. Neville really is a sad man, worth tens of millions and still kissing the owner's rear. Anything for that hotel. He sold his soul, says Steve Hughes. No, Sesko is criminal. He finds his form, gains confidence and gets benched. But it's a tactical thing, you know? It is tactical. I'm going to miss the timer here. No, I'm not. Not confident about the game, but in a derby, you never know, says Maxi. You never do. You never do. And we're up and running. Come on. Hoping everyone's doing well. My country's on fire and United stand, as always, is the saviour of my mental health, says Shahin. Well, I hope you're doing well. Simon says, my excitement for this game and team is dead. And Ian Droughton says, Derby Day is the best day. Good afternoon to you lot in England and happy stupid o'clock to me, my fellow North Americans, predicting a Manu last-minute winner. Let's just hope. Please do share the video if you're watching, by the way. We've got nearly 30,000 watching, and make sure you subscribe. Doku's down the left-hand side here, and we've got to see a good performance from Casemiro. I think everybody's got to play well. Foul on Casemiro. I do. I think everyone's got to play well. I don't think you can carry a bad performance. Lifo, Lil says, I love these midday kickoffs. It's 8 to 8:30 p.m. here in Perth. There you go. Not bad for everyone. Harry Maguire's first start since November the 8th. I don't know why are we so slow here? What's going on? Get the game going. Come on. First few minutes. Why are we looking at Maguire and Haaland? Why is it so fucking slow? Why is the game not playing? Play the game. Fucking hell. Hitting long balls. It's a good one. Very strong. Yeah, I don't know much about this City defence at all. Let's get the win, but sacking the board should remain the real topic, says Island Boy Trucker. Glazers out. Love these midday kickoffs, says Lil. Hello from Alabama, says James. Hi Mark, can you shout out Benny C from Australia, says Sasha. Who in the defence would improve another Premier League team, says Fuzzy. Good morning from Alabama, says Hunter. There is too much money with the new stadium. The Glazers are going to stay. Wilcox and Barauda out, replaced with top class manager. This is Craig. So we've got a throw in here, and it's below on it. Well, we look like a back four at the moment. I'm sort of probably like all you lot. I'm monitoring. Good play by Bruno. I'm monitoring the formation, but Dorgu puts a cross in. Ooh, goes out for a corner. These set pieces are going to be very important for United. We've got to be good on set pieces. Mr. Joe has just gifted 5 memberships, by the way, legend. And let's see what we can do on the first corner. Set piece is so important. We need a good delivery here, Bruno. We need a good delivery. Watch Maguire. It is good. Oh, he's hit the bar. Oh, Maguire on the back post. He got away from Semenyo. And he's hit the bar. This is the trouble with Harry. Harry at the bar. Cross comes in. It's a good one. He's on the back post. Oh, this is the problem with Harry sometimes. He's got 50p head. How's he missed? Oh, bloody hell. It's a free header. Oh, my Christ. That is a bad miss. That is a bad miss. He knows it as well. Look, he's brilliant in the air, Maguire. He's brilliant in the air, but he's not always been brilliant at direction. So I'm not going to hold that against him. But that should be 1-0. Oh, what a start that would have been. It's almost, you know what, with that one, I think it was almost too easy. I think it was almost too easy. It was like right on his head from a metre out. And I think he's just probably gone, you know, I'm going to volley, you know, like almost power this in. Wow. First game I'd rather see us lose than win. A win is just a short-term loss. Can be a long-term win, says Jonathan. Well, but there's a few people talking like that. I want to win. Alpha says, good morning, everyone. I finally made it here. Make sure you share the video if you're watching, by the way. I mean, that'll give United a bit of confidence, though. You know, first couple of minutes. City's defence have got no chemistry, says Adrian, which is a fair point. Lots of space here because Ahmad, I think is going to be a foul. Yeah, it is a foul. It is a foul. Lots of... Oh, you're in! You're in! You're in! Oh, my God. How do we get there second? I can't... I mean, brilliant by Donnarumma, but I don't know how... I thought we were there. I can't believe that. Donnarumma must be bloody lightning, or we didn't anticipate it. I thought we were in. I'd love to see that back. I thought we were in. It looked like there was a mistake at the back and it only went like 5 yards in front of Mbeumo, and I thought he's in. And then Donnarumma came from nowhere. But good start. We've got to start well. It's a Manchester derby. You know, it's a great leveller. Toon Review says, thanks for the shout out the other night. Really appreciate it. Keep up the great work. Yeah, good luck this weekend. I don't normally say that, but, you know, I don't mind Newcastle. I think that they're a good team to watch, and I do like Eddie Howe. Maybe later in the season I won't like Newcastle if you're going to stop us getting in the top 6, but we'll probably do that ourselves. But good channel, Toon Review. Check it out. Right. Let's keep this momentum going here. Certainly a lot of space out there, and Bruno's got a lot of space here. He's got to look for that wide ball. Diallo. Plenty of overlap here for Ahmad. Cross. Oh, I tell you. Manu, worth a shot. Straight at the keeper. I tell you what, this could be a good game. It's really open. I mean, I don't know whether that, you know, fortune favours the brave. Just joined. What do you think of the starting lineup, says Sean? I think it's, as I said, I think it's tactically makes a lot of sense, you know? Tactically, I think it makes a lot of sense. Pace on the break, deep defensive line. It looks like a back four at the moment as well. I love how City are giving away throw-ins just to tire Diallo out, says Crying Scotsman. Diallo on Doku is worrying, says Aditio. Well, Semenyo up against Luke Shaw as well. You know, it'd be a good game, hopefully. Look at that bench. Woodgate, Holland, Carrick. Yeah. We've had Mourinho, we've had Amorim, we've had Ten Hag. We've now got the dream team. Let's just hope we can get a result. Don't depress me. Don't depress me. But United should be winning. It was a big, big chance for Harry Maguire. We can't deny that. And we're in again with Mbeumo, but Donnarumma is bloody fast off the he's really fast off the line, isn't he, Donnarumma? Well, he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Don't forget, we're still in the early stages of the game. Anything can happen. So looking at the bet builder I've done with Boyle Sports, we've placed with Boyle Sports. At this point, I'm not jumping to any conclusions. Let's see how it goes. I've got Bruno to score any time. I'm sticking with the thinking that I had before kickoff. Also got both teams to score today. Cards for both Casemiro and Bernardo Silva, and over 10.5 corners. We've not had one yet. Let me know what you're thinking about that. And just to remember, if you're new to Boyle Sports, you get a £10 bet. You get £10 bet gets £40 in free bets. Offer available. Details are in the description. Remember, over 18 only, UK and Ireland only. Full terms and conditions apply. Always bet responsibly. But I think we're going to get goals. I think we are going to get goals. And I definitely think Casemiro will get booked. It's an early corner to Manchester City. Win for United, Mark. Let's stay positive, says Unruly. And Marlowe says, except for Martinez, that backline smells of mates rates. Carrick trying to help his friends, Maguire and Shaw into the World Cup squad. And Spooky says, United have got to stay aggressive. Well, it's a corner to Man City here. I mean, it's a terrible corner as well. Now, we've got a break here. Doku literally passing it to Bruno. And that's going to go all the way back to Donnarumma. But that's sort of what we want to do, isn't it? Break. Spooky says we've got to stay aggressive and take advantage of opportunities. When City get chances, they're not very forgiving. It'd be interesting, you know, if we get in front, what we do. Because I think under Amorim, that was one of our biggest problems. If you think about Spurs away, Forest away, you know, how many, West Ham at home, Bournemouth at home, how many points have we dropped this season from winning positions because we sit back? It'd be interesting to see if Carrick picked up on that, because I think we went too defensive every time we got in front. I think that was a little bit naive from Amorim, you know. I think there was a lot of positives from Amorim. I think we worked really hard. I think he was, you know, very disciplined. However, you know, we've got to be better at that. Well done, Diallo. He's given a free kick. And he's caught Doku. Well, it's going to be a yellow card. It's a yellow card for Diallo. We don't want one of those. Yellow Diallo early against, not good when he's got a whole game against Doku. Oh, it's bad. It's a bad tackle, that. I mean, it's not a red. Fucking hell! What the hell, Diallo? That might get reviewed. I don't think it was a red, but fucking hell. That's bad. That is really bad. I don't know whether they're going to review it. Why is anyone else's sky just completely frozen? Oh, what the fuck's going on here? I'm gonna get delayed now. I reckon that could have been a red. That's bad. It was really bad. Very, very lucky. My God. I actually think that was a red. It looked like the most red card I've ever seen. Right, I'm going to run a pot. I want honesty here. I mean, red tinted glasses I completely get, but should Diallo have been sent off? Yes or no? I genuinely do think that should have been a red card. And I don't want to say it. I'm very, very happy that it's not, but fucking hell. If that was on Ahmad by Aki, I'd be like, that's a stonewall red. Good defending by Luke Shaw. Hope you and the family are good. Racing to the pub to watch it, says Nevster. Are you doing any live shows this year? Come on, United. Not any at the moment. But thanks, mate. Hope you make it in time. Good tackle by Luke Shaw. Shaw marking Haaland. Hope it won't bite us, says Shahin. The best 8 minutes United have played all season. We are back, says Raz. And win for United, Mark. Let's stay positive, says Unruly. 14 points have been lost this season when winning, says Niki. It's a lot of points, isn't it? I mean, I don't know what the justification on it is. And, we're very, if we didn't have 10 men on the pitch, it would be bad. But look, I think in relation to Diallo, my initial thought when I first saw it was a genuine attempt to win the ball. And you can genuinely attempt to win the ball and get a red. But remember last season, Dorgu got a red. That wasn't as bad as that. That wasn't as bad as that. It looked bad, and actually he was playing the ball, and the follow-through is what caught him. That's not fair at all. Hopefully Diallo gets subbed, says Lake on the Moon. We are watching it in slow-mo, but I think he's a bit lucky, let's say that. Greetings from Brisbane, says Angelo. To me, table positions are out the window when it comes to the derby. And sick of Diallo just as much as I'm sick of the Glazers, says One Inch Wonder. Look, to be honest, if you're Man City, you're still just going to try and get at Diallo, aren't you? Thanks everyone who's watching. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner if you're new. We're very, very close to 238,000. And that was the chance for City. Not quite as easy as Maguire's, but Semenyo with the cross and Bernardo Silva. I mean, I think it's Diallo again. Who's marking him here? Because he's not the biggest. Yeah, Diallo again, look. A bit of a nightmare start for Diallo. You wonder if that tackle yellow card's got in his head, because that's Bernardo Silva. I mean, he could be in the bloody Lord of the Rings. He's got no height. But he's ran off Diallo there. Yeah, we're 80 subscribers away from 238,000, so please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Go on, not Mainu, it's Mbermo. So, an interesting start. Maguire should have scored. Diallo could have been sent off. 74% of you said Diallo should be sent off. This is a Man United player, by the way. We should be all going, absolutely not. But I think, in fairness, it could have been a red. He's now going to... Oh, the long throw-ins are back. Boo! Carrick. Fletcher didn't do this. Boo! We'll score from this. Boo! Carrick, what you fucking doing, mate? None of this. We didn't do this under Fletcher. He can't even throw it long. He actually can't even throw it long. And it's cleared all the way back to Le Mans. Get Fletcher back. He banned the long throw. Mainu needs to get in the game, says River. It's not really a midfield game for either team at the moment, although here he is. Tries to get Dorgu in. And Dorgu has fought very well. And the referee's letting a lot go in this game. Oh, ref. Bruno, yellow card. Need to calm down here. We need to calm down here. Yellow for Bruno, or at least if it's Shaw. Martinez getting involved as well. Oh, we've got to be calm. We need to calm down here. No discipline at all. I think it was Luke Shaw. Well, maybe there was a foul on Dorgu. I think that's what Bruno's moaning about. Didn't look like a foul, to be honest. And then it's on... Yeah, it's Luke Shaw on... I don't think that's a bad tackle by Luke Shaw. I think he's just slow. Yeah, fucking hell, he's caught him right in the leg. Yellow card. So both fullbacks against Semenyo and Diallo given on a yellow card. Ooh. Has anyone ever told you remind me of Ricky Gervais? Watch this special. Love what you do. Genuinely make my day, says Stefano. Thank you very much. Well, I'll take that as a compliment because no one's ever said it. GB says, didn't even leave a scratch. Watch out. There's a shark behind you, says Danny. Mainly needs to get into the game. Thank you very much. Anthony Taylor, it's going to be a long game, says Bram. I think he's trying to let the game go. I do actually think he's trying to let the game go, which is what you want. It'll play into our hands. So much space in the midfield, though. Dorgu looking lively again. It's nice that it's a back four as well, isn't it? I mean, I don't think we want to see... There's no point in sacking Amrin for not buying players. There's an overlap here. Diallo, you've got to use Ahmad. Oh, for fuck's sake, mate. What's wrong with him? Mate. I think we all need to give Diallo some love. Fucking hell. I mean, this is a stinker. This is a stinker. It's a good position as well. We've got a 5v3. Carrick told them to get physical and take them on, says Emil. We are sabotaging the game with bad tackles, says Jim. We have a better chance of winning with the low red, says Hypocrisy. Look, Carrick might have told them to get out there and be physical. It's a Manchester derby. He might have done that. If we're being real. He might have done. Diallo's got to go. Well, we have got Mazraoui back. Have we got Mazraoui back? I don't know whether he will play against Arsenal because isn't there a midweek... Oh, no, he probably will be back for Arsenal, won't he, actually? Yeah. Should be back for Arsenal. Ahmad's going to have to work really hard this game now because you cannot get in a position where Diallo is isolated against Doku. Nick says, the announcers in America just hate United. It's so biased. And Aditya says that Diallo misses Amrin. Aki into Silva. Maguire will let that go for a goal kick. A little bit of afters between Maguire and Bernardo Silva. I'm not a big fan of the referees, but I actually think Anthony Taylor is trying to let the game go. Are you doing any other games today? I'm doing Forest against Arsenal at 5:30. And Alex says we're going to get red cards in this game if we're not careful. Diallo and Shaw on yellows also spells trouble for me. Hope Casemiro doesn't get one, says Alex. Yeah, but we've got to protect Shaw and Diallo because we haven't really got anything on the bench that's full-backs. Malacia and Dorgu can go back there, but my gran is better than Diallo and she died 5 years ago, says Hennessy. And Recon Guy says he's going to cost us the game. I'm calling it. Thank you so much. Also, I don't really think Man City are exerting a lot of energy in this game. I think they're letting the ball do the work. I think we're putting a lot of work in to this first 20 minutes. And one thing we know about United is they're not particularly good at playing for 90 minutes, but maybe that'll be a new thing. Bruno, that's a lovely ball. Oh, good save. Oh, it didn't come back to Mbeumo. Good shot by Dorgu. Didn't come back to Mbeumo. A little bit unlucky. If this goes wide, and it does, and it's Doku, and he will keep it on, and he's going to be running up against Diallo. Slows it down, though. Bernardo Silva into Doku. Yeah, we've got numbers back there. Lovely ball by Bruno. It was a brilliant pass, says Dex. It was lovely. If Diallo has a red for that, Semenyo should have had a red for pulling his hand around Casemiro's neck when he played for Bournemouth, says Samuel. And have you seen a worse player than Diallo at United with this much game time, says Marlo. I like the bite we have today, but be sensible with it, says Benny. Watching from Australia with a toe blowing up my arse, says Goose. Well, as long as it makes you happy, just be careful. Hopefully it's a mini one. Here is Doku. Nice. Oh, no. Good goal kick. First goal is going to be key. There's a lovely ball by Bruno. I just don't know whether Mbeumo left it for Dorgu. And Mbeumo, I think, was thinking about volleying it. And he probably, if he catches it right, it's a goal. The technique's harder, but you'd trust Mbeumo over Dorgu. There we go. A bit of space to get something going here. Please do share the video. Dorgu should keep that in. He's going to cut this back to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's got space. And Donnarumma catches it. Not a lot of height for United to put crosses into the box today. Diallo's cousin got sacked. He's traumatised, says Ardosh. Owen says, I love you, Mark. I'm watching from Australia, mate. Cheers, pal. Sir Joy says, clearly the players are frustrated with something. I think they've probably been told to get out there and be a bit aggressive. I'll tell you what, it's been a good game. For me, you know, it's going to be very difficult to take anything from this because, I mean, tactically, because I think it's being played a little bit, you know, like a derby should be, really. There's a lot of passion out there. A little bit of indiscipline. Not a lot of shape, if I'm being honest. I mean, the midfields are wide open. We're trying to play on their back line. We're playing a deep line, so there's a lot of space. The gap between the front and the back, you know, there's a lot. And at times we're playing a 4-4-2. Look at it. Bruno, you can see there with Mbeumo. Lovely feet by Foden. Diallo's previous 100 games, 96 awful games, 2 average games and 2 man of the match, says Donuts. Oh, good tackle, Casemiro. Needs to make those sort of tackles. Bernardo Silva out to Doku. And a good tackle by Diallo. He's got to make them when he slides in. My grandpa's better than Diallo and he's on life support, says Hugo. Yeah, Diallo's got to make these sort of tackles because if he's going to go to ground, and he has to go to ground, he's got to make the tackle there. Hopefully he can build on that. Carrick told Mbeumo to help out Diallo. I think it will be Ahmad D, to be honest. So corner to City. Cheers, Mark. Watching with my son, Titus from Malaysia. Borneo, says Calvin. Thanks, pal. Hope you're doing well. Not a good corner again by City. They seem to be going for these low front post ones, which we're eating up. Big up, brother. Hope you're well, says Man United Hodge. Hope you're doing well as well. Thanks, pal. Oh, God. Still struggling with my lower back, but I can't sit down for United games. Just can't do it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're getting very close to 238,000. But everything I sort of predicted is coming to pass here. I did think City were vulnerable. And they have been vulnerable so far. Defensively, sorry, vulnerable. On the attack, obviously they're very good. Good interception by Casemiro. We need that second ball. Well done, Dorgu. Hit it long, that's fine. Hit it long. Not happy, not unhappy with that. Yeah, Haaland not really been in the game so far. Long may that continue. Ooh, space for Foden here. It's into Doku. Good defending again by Martinez and Diallo. Mark, you mentioned melanoma a couple of months ago, which prompted us to get my wife's moles checked. It may have helped us catch it early, so thank you, says QY. Oh, well, I love that. I love that our little community might have helped you out, so I hope she's doing well. Semenyo goes down in the box, but didn't look like there was anything sinister in that. Sending love from the Sunshine Coast, Australia, from Dolphin Ava, says Dia. And Max says, why not 3 o'clock games better than Arsenal? Because I won't finish this till about, match reaction won't finish till 3. Have something to eat and be back at 5. I don't think I can go from a Manchester derby straight into 3 o'clock, so I'm probably going to need a walk. Malassi is the only option for Shaw and Diallo, says Daniel. I do wonder about, I'll tell you what's going to bother, it's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on, is the energy levels of United and whether we can keep them going. This is where we've got to prosper. Bruno out to Ahmad, a lovely ball. He's got to take him on. You've got to take him on. Good cross by Ahmad, but Mbermo couldn't get much header on it. Carrick ball seems to be Sunday League kick and chase as 1-inch wonder. This next 6 months is make or break for Mainu. Do you think he has a future here, says Kyle? Look, in relation to Mainu, I won't be making any rash decisions today. I do think that hopefully he's not picking up a yellow card here. I do think he's gonna need some game time, isn't he? You know, he's not really had much of a season. Just caught Rodri on the back of the foot there, accidentally, I think. Watching from Denmark, Mark. Big up. Glinios out. Woolcock's out, says Nick J. There's a clear idea here. Combative challenges, nice attacking wide play, and Dorgu is showing potential as a winner. I quite like it, says Goldilocks. Diallo is a bigger fraud than Minnesota Learning Centre. Still hopes you guys win, says Fan Reactions FC. And thank you very much to Nay Soccer says, doesn't make sense. Diallo was one of our best players under Ten Hag, and now we can't make a 5-yard pass. It's a light switch player. There's a lot of we've got to calm down. We're getting caught going into tackles late. Casemiro's just done one. Mainu's just done one. You feel like the next tackle's going to be a yellow card, so we just got to just be careful. Cesar, you're a prat, says George. That's a good interception there. Mainu, that's got to go into Bruno. Ahmad, Aki wanted offside, but he's lovely play. And Doku's just too quick for him. Terrible touch by Semenyo. We'll pick it up. That's too easy to play out there. The press just starting to get a little bit tired. Diallo really inviting that ball to go to Bernardo Silva there. I think he wanted that ball to go there. Oh, God. Casemiro jumps in. Not a good shot by Doku, but yeah, Casemiro diving in there. You don't want to do that. Some people are saying handball for the header on Mbeumo. I think it's too close. And I'd like to see it back at half-time, but there didn't seem to be much of an appeal from anyone apart from Ahmad. That's still in, that ball. Gira says, we need Sesko. Alex says, I can't believe how bad Diallo is. He's had an okay 10 minutes since then. Look, we need him today. We need him to step up today. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in. Nearly 50,000, so share the video and make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Thrown to United. Got to hold the ball up there, Mbeumo. That looked like a foul to me, but we get away with it. Goes wide to Dorgu. Can he put the cross in early? No. I think Cunha could be important second half. I know there's a long way to go. Mbeumo looking for a penalty there. I don't think you're going to get those in a game like this. Oh! Go! Go! Oh, how have we messed that up? How have we messed that up? It's a mistake by Rodri. Bruno, he's onside as well. It's just good defending. I don't know who you can blame there, really. The defender's got a running jump and then Mbeumo's standing still. I just think it's one of those. It looks like we should score, but I think it's tough. It's hard. I know a lot of people going mad about Bruno and Mbeumo there, but I think when you watch it back, I think it is tough. I think Ahmad's offside here. I think Ahmad's offside. Yeah. Be a lot of people celebrating, and I wish, yeah, it was off. Yeah, but going back to the other one, there's a lot of people having a pop at Bruno there, but I don't think he can shoot. I think he's got to play in. Yeah, he's offside. I think he's got to play in Mbeumo, obviously, but Mbeumo's got to stand still to stay onside. I don't know what he can do, Bruno, there. Like, he plays the pass, but the Man City defender is sprinting back, and he's got the momentum. I really think when you watch it back, there's not a lot. It looks like a great opportunity, but I don't think there's a lot that can happen. What's going on here? I mean, you know what? How quick they are in the Bundesliga compared to the Premier League is a joke. What? How long? That's disgusting. I was watching the Bundesliga last night, and Frankfurt got a goal from a cutback where the linesman said the ball had gone out. It was like 10 seconds, and they went, it hadn't gone out. Goal. I mean, that was obviously offside. I still think we've got to get the first goal here. There's so many opportunities on the break. I know you won't like me saying this, but I would have unfortunately loved to see United relegated, says Alkimo. 46% of our attack is on the left. We need to involve Ahmad more, but that offside is so lazy by Ahmad, says Marlow. We're missing Amrim, says Francis. And do you think Dorgu and Doku know each other? They are very similar in a lot of ways, says Aaron Smith. I think I've mixed their names up, mate, but I don't think they're very similar in the way they play. I think Dorgu's got the potential to be a lot bigger and a lot more powerful. Tim says we're missing Sesko and Mbeumo Ahmad should be on the wing. XV says I can hear Rio banging on the table already. Man City are there for the taking. They're there for the taking. Haaland is not in the game. This quick counter is working really well. Would you swap Sesko for Gyökeres if you could, says Ham. Corner. What are we doing here? Fucking hell. It's all right. It's all right. Leave it. Leave it. Has Sir Jim phoned you up yet, says Ian Wright. And how are we playing? Any excitement? Because I saw Manu in the starting lineup. Hope the club gets sold in the future. This is Francesco. Oishan says, have to say, hate to say it, you were right about Bruno wasted in the midfield. Compact 4 midfielders with Bruno high up does look solid. Pushing City wide, not through the centre. Dorgo's been unreal. Thank you, pal. Championship for us in the 2030s, says Bartley. And I know, thank you very much for that. Corner comes in, bit more height this time. Aki. Oh, God, just get it out. Fucking hell, that was close. It's like a slow-mo balloon there. I thought it was going in, but it didn't have enough power on it. "36 minutes. Been a good half, though. I mean, it's, in relation to a good half, I'm not saying United have played brilliantly, but I think it's been a watchable game. With a completely healthy lineup, what changes would you make to the starting 11, says Alec? I can't really make any. The midfield's not good enough, in my opinion. I'd play De Ligt. I think he's our best centre-back. And I'd play Mazraoui at right-back. See, this. Look how compact we are now. Everybody behind the ball. Semenyo, got to get tight. It's got to get tight. 37. City's just having a bit of possession here, but look at this. This is where it's got to work defensively. It's like a back five here. Luke Shaw's gone very narrow. Rodri into Foden. Watch the little ball. Still Foden. City just probing here. You've got to concentrate. Rodri. Not a very good ball. Right, now counter. Counter quick. Burmo's fast, but he ain't going to be that fast. The back line is the same as Ten Hag's first game, says Kill. Well, this midfield is Ten Hag's midfield, isn't it? Manu, Casemiro and Bruno. So J.K. Worthing says, we just need to make sure as the game goes on, Bruno stops coming deep to get the ball and taking himself out of the game. Stay up the field, Bruno, says J.K. Worthing. Dorgu has all the energy, but what else does he offer in attacking position, says One Inch Wonder. Of course, Arsenal will be massively hoping that we can get a result for them. But this is okay. City just playing side to side on the edge of our box. It gives us a bit of a breather. We've got everyone behind, literally everybody behind the ball. Semenyo, you don't want him there. Oh, not a bad shot by Semenyo. Well, it was off target, but yeah, just got to keep the concentration levels up. If Sesko played on top for City this game, he would have been labelled a flop. It's all about service, even for the... Yeah, I agree, Marlo. I was thinking about that. You know, you think about Gyökeres, Haaland, Gyökeres, Rasmus, Voltemeda, all these players that get called flops. But at the end of the day, Haaland on this performance is completely redundant, isn't he? There's nothing going on. And Diallo did well there to clear that. What's the stats looking like? Good point. There we go. 74. Fucking hell. I didn't think it'd be that big. That's massive. 74%. But, you know we're going to play counter-attacking football. Have a bit of the ball ourselves a little bit. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. You can do that through the $sign. That's a ball over the top for Bruno. I think he's offside. Oh, he's giving it! 1-0! United! I don't know. Bruno, celebrate us offside. I fucking knew it! You prick! I hate VAR. Why did it take so long? I was like, he's miles offside. They play on, they play on, they play on. They let the goal go in and then they go offside. Fucking that. Fell for that one. Yeah, he's definitely off. He looked off. He looked off. They play it on for fucking ages. How late does he put his flag up here? Goal goes in. Took ages. He walked off. Fucking prick. The referee was walking back to the halfway line. Taking the piss, mate. He's offside. You can see it. It's fucking miles off. What was the kicker over Carrick over Solskjaer, says the Ripper. I just think it's something new, isn't it? Our best player vote so far for me, it's Casemiro, says Shahin. Yeah, he's miles off. Miles off. City been really bad. They're there for the taking. I think if we went 1-0 up as well, I don't think that they don't look very... They certainly just don't... I think, look, to be fair to City, they are missing a raft of defenders. That's why they've gone and bought Gahey, haven't they? Because they're going to be like this for the rest of the season. You're going to, you know, they've dropped points against Brighton. It's good play by Maguire. Good play. We're so bad and lazy, we can't go on offside every bloody time. We're playing counter-attacking football, says Marlowe. Well, we've had a good little bit of possession here. Good play by Mainu. So much space. Luke Shaw. Oh, when Burmo went for the shot. Dorgu. Go back to go forward. That's fine, that's fine. It's new/exciting, but this is just Ollie ball, says Brent Q. And Donnarumma will get rid of that. Well done, Martinez. The standard of referees in the league is a joke, says Daniel. Inquisition says, don't say that, they'll score now. Look, I think it's been very much like, I mean, look, I'm not even going to bother making a thing of it. I mean, it's very similar to what Ollie did. It's very, very similar. Back four, deep line, lots of space in the midfield, and try and play on their back line for counters. I mean, look, they've had 70% possession. And yet, you know, Crystal Palace won an FA Cup playing like this. Brentford have been very successful playing like this. It can work. But, you know, if people want this for the next 5 years, I don't think they do. I don't think we want to see United not having the ball a lot. But for the next 3 or 4 months, if it gets us European football, we've got to be very careful of City, though. They like to just keep the ball on the edge of the box. Probe. What next season new rules would then be goals offside, says Callum? I don't think that's next season, mate. William Painter, welcome to the Members Club. Thanks for getting your badge in. No nil at half time by the looks of it. Best 45 minutes I've seen us play for a while doesn't mean that's what happened is correct, but really like the output of the players. I don't think it is the best 45 minutes we've seen this season, Quackwith. I really don't. I think Brighton was very good. I think Bournemouth was very good, attacking-wise. I don't think it's the best, in my opinion. It's been watchable, but I wouldn't say it's the best. I wouldn't say 25% possession is great to watch. I think there's been a lot of effort, a lot of aggression. It's how a Manchester derby should be played. I feel like we probably deserved a goal. Jacko says that mug knows what he's doing, waiting 5 business days to call it offside. I know. Only 2 minutes added on. Get me Share. Hear me out, Agate at right back. Who said that? Connor. Well, look, I think City's only point in this game was maybe Diallo should have had a red card. Apart from that, I don't really. I mean, Semenyu's shot wide was from the edge of the box. Mr. Joe Mans has just gifted 5 memberships. You're a legend, pal. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. Give us your thoughts for half-time. We're about to hit it. Good tackle, Mainu. Ooh, little bit of hesitancy. And a yellow card for Rodri. Good tackle by Mainu, and yeah, I think that should be a yellow card. He's completely and utterly done that early tactical pep foul, which stops your team getting into problems. I think the referee's right there. Sean says, I'd rather see this than Amrim's Stoke FC throw tactic. Mate, did you actually watch the first half? Diallo ran from one side of the pitch to the other to do a long throw in, and we've had 25% possession. The spin we're going to get if we get a result is already making me sick, says Sean. Lowest I've ever felt about the club. Still in shock over Amrim's sacking. Well, you've literally just heard it there. I'd rather watch 25% possession than Amrim's long throw. And we literally seen Diallo do a long throw from the other side of the pitch. Forget Manchester Derby. Real fans know Pat Butcher versus Peggy Mitchell is the real derby. The El Baggy Co. Who's Peggy Mitchell? Oh, God, what's going on here? You need to come down, love. Half-time. Manchester United 0-0 with Manchester City. What are your thoughts? Let me know. Let me stop the clock. Lovely stuff. Okay. Well, look, in my opinion, Erling Haaland's got a bit of an injury here. I think he's all right. In my opinion, you know, it's probably not as surprising as I think for some people it is. 65% of you think Diallo should have been sent off. I mean, that was a long time ago, but we'll close the poll on that one. First and foremost, let's just start off with the stats. So 28% possession for United against 72% for Man City. I've got to say, it didn't feel like they'd had that much possession. Both had 4 shots, 2 on target for us, 1 for them. 3 corners, 1. We'll come back to that in a minute. Pass accuracy, 92% for Man City to 82% for us. Look, that's Ollie ball, you know, and Carrick was his coach. So, you know, we're going to probably play like this next week as well. It's back 3 years ago now, you know. We're going back to the Ollie much longer than 3 years ago. That's what I think it's the right way to approach this game. Like, deep defensive line, masses of space in the midfield, and counter-attack with pace. And big teams struggle with it because they struggle against it because they have to attack. It's in Pep's DNA to attack. But it does leave space on the break that we can exploit. And at times, we've been very close to getting in. A few offsides, you know, final pass not quite right. And I think across the 45 minutes, we actually are the more likely team to score. So, look, do I like this from Manchester United? I mean, it's not what I want Man United to be, if I'm being completely honest, but it's the right way to try and get the result. It's very simplistic. You know, we don't have a lot of the ball. We move the ball very, very quickly. And the players are a lot more comfortable with this. You know, you look at Harry Maguire, you look at Luke Shaw, you look at Martinez, right on the edge of their box, with Casemiro in front of them, Mainu in front of them. You know, you can almost go back to the Ollie days where it was Lindelof and Maguire, 2 fullbacks tucked in, 2 midfielders in front of them, and then just boot it for, you know, into Bruno for counters. They're used to this. The mistake would be to think that this is what you want for the next 3 years. But certainly for the next 3 months, it might get us into Europe. And there's certainly a bit of stability there. I think we deserve to be in front. You've got to take the chances, but I do. I think Man City are there for the taking. I think in the second half, you'd like to get Cunha on, just for that running into space. I think Cunha could be really interesting. And my only reservation is how much energy are we putting into it? Because when you've only got 28% possession, you have got to put a lot of possession. You've got to put a lot of effort in. But Man City haven't been very good. I don't think Man City have been very good for 2 weeks. We've got to just try and maintain it in the second half. YouTube is making it hard to find United Stand content lately. Could you talk to United YouTube to Scarecrow? I don't think it is. Our views are massive. And you just type in United Stand. Diallo is abysmal, says Grimlock. Thank you very much. And Burmo looks like he's just come off the coach after 3 months. We look worse with him playing today. Get Sesko or Cunha on, says Magic Mike. I don't know what that is, Ivan. We always rally big games but look better drilled, says Sound Dog. I'd rather have Sean Dyche at right back, says NPC. Do these players know how to stay on side, says Dale. Everyone's trembling on FPL now, says Hugh. Heaven for Diallo, Martinez right back, says Nick. Cunha can make a big difference in the second half. I agree with that, Johans. Light Switch FC, disgusted by this group, says Simon. I'd rather see this than Amrim. I've done that one from Sean as well. Okay. Well, look, it'll be interesting to see, as I said, in the second half, if we can keep the momentum going. I think that Manchester City don't really have much of a bench. Cherky and Reinders are interesting players. I wouldn't be surprised if Reinders came on for Rodri, who looks a little bit off the paces and he's on a yellow card now. But look, I'd be disappointed from this juncture if we don't get at least a point. I would. I feel the win for Man United, though the passion favours City. We're getting the chances, says Mr. BDA. And if Carrick gets 3 points today, Pat Butcher will be looking for child support from his win bonus, says Ewan. Diallo should have been sent off, otherwise good half, says Cree. And it's sad we're hoping for top 6. It's hoping for top 6, says the Ripper. Diallo is abysmal, says Grimlock. Just on our sponsors today, Boyle Sports, half-time. My bet was Bruno to score. Casemiro, it's a bet builder. Bruno to score, over 10 corners. Casemiro and Bernardo Silva to get yellow carded, which they haven't. Whether it's single or multiple or bet builder, it's worth remembering early payout with Boyle Sports. If your team goes 2 goals ahead at any point, you're paid out as a winner straight away, no matter what happens afterwards. So if you've gone with a score and your team is 2 goals ahead at any point, you get paid out. That can be useful in games like this, where the score can change at any point. Drop your thoughts in the chat. How are your bets looking at half-time? And of course, it's 18 plus, UK and Ireland only. Full terms and conditions apply. The only thing, obviously, Bruno hasn't scored, and neither is Bernardo Silva, and both teams to score haven't. I'm not doing particularly well. I'm just wondering on the corners. How many corners have we had? Because I went for over 10. Stats. Corners. We've only had 4 corners as well. That's rubbish. Not doing very well at the moment. Just lost my live chat. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. Nice to see some aggression and fight for a change. Still don't trust these players, though, says Kieran. And it's sad that I mostly want them to win so Keane and Neville can shut the F up. Era, I don't agree with this. This is the Diallo yellow card. It's borderline, that. It really is borderline. Yeah, that's borderline red when you look at it. Yeah. Yeah. Borderline. Our coaches for Manchester Derby, Carrick the Glazerite, says Peter, ex-Leeds convict, Woodgate, who beat someone up for the colour of their skin, and Southgate's best mate. Truly sickening watching them on the bench, says Peter. All right, don't hold back. It all comes down to focus. Too many offsides and lazy passes, says Marlowe. And best United have played all season. Why are chat so upset? Mate, seriously, I want us to win, and I think we should be winning. But, I've seen 2 comments at half-time which prove to me that the Glazers are out there. It proves to me that they pump money into social media. Best we've played all season. We've had 25% possession, mate. We battered Brighton and Sunderland and Bournemouth at home and scored loads of goals. So, look, it's been good, but it's not been the best we've played all season, is it? We haven't scored a fucking goal. As for this ex-player stuff, what relevance does Roy Keane having a pop at Johnny Evans or, Nicky Butt having a pop at Martinez have in comparison to sinking a football club to the point that it's basically redundant? Just keep your eyes on the prize. Stop falling for the Glazerite tactics, Sesko's got to come on and bully that back line, says Dee. No, I disagree. I think pace on the break is really important, and maybe Sesko can come on for the last half an hour with Cunha. I feel the win for Man United, says Mr. BDA. Thank you very much. Matt Bench, welcome to the Members Club. And Kay Miller, another one about Sesko, says, should be up top, but have to keep Mbeumo on the pitch. Would you put Mbeumo for Dorgu? I think there's a bit of changeability in the front line that we can utilise, certainly. Yeah. Old Trafford, 20%, 7% ball is trash. Welcome back, counter-attacking football. We'll be bad with low-block teams for sure. Delo was red. We got lucky, says Romas. Very much the negative approach there. Look, I don't have a problem massively with the way that we're playing. I think that, it's a way to beat a system. Joe says Delo needs to go, take him off at half-time and sell him in the summer. I think he's... in fairness to Delo, he had a nightmare first 15 minutes. Could have been sent off, lost Bernardo Silva on the cross and played a crap ball into Ahmad when it was a good breakaway. But since then, he steadied the ship. He's done better. I know Delo gets a lot of criticism, but I think he's got better, and you certainly don't want him being sent off, and there's not a lot on the bench for him, so... Luke says, not a bad performance. Can't expect to have possession over Pep. Would like to see Cunha and Mazraoui on and sub for Sesko, dropping Bruno to centre midfield with Mainu. No, Luke, you're not talking sense there. We're not putting Bruno in the midfield. And Aidan says, now that Delo and Shaw have been booked, they have to play off. Could come back to haunt us in the second half. Well, I can't take him off, mate. I'm not bringing Malacia on in a game like this. I mean, we are up against Semenyo and Doku. Graham says, Sesko for Mbeumo, Cunha for Delo, and Dorgu to fullback. Job done. Hitton, only reason for this performance is each player wants to maximise their chance of starting the remaining games as it's World Cup year. They ain't good. And nice to see some aggression, says Kieran. Thank you very much. Carrick needs to show some balls and take Mbeumo off. Not been good enough, says Biggest Ball Knowledge. Casemiro will get tired in the second half. We needed those 2 goals, says Dale. Ahmad and Mbeumo will look tired as well, says Marlow. How are people bigging up this half, says Marlow. Matt Bench, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. And Will Bird as well. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Just a shout out from me, please do subscribe to the channel. We are very, very close to 238,000. We're about 10 away, so please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Love that. Get involved with the United Stand. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock, and we normally have a 2 o'clock show on weekdays as well, so get involved with the community. One of the few that call out the real problems at Man United. The ex-players are getting stick, the journalists are getting stick, some content creators are getting stick, but we will call them out because they are the problem at Man United. And look, as I said to you this morning, I want Man United to win the derby and I want Glinios out. You can want both. You can want both. If United win 3-0, I'll still come on the match reaction and say get Glinios out because some people have the ability to want those two things. I think a lot of our fan base can't do it. I think if we win, everything's fine again. Let's give Carrick a job. Let's back Wilcox. But some people can actually do both. They can. We've had 50 memberships gifted by the Ripper. He is a legend of the chat. Absolutely fantastic if you got your badge in there. And Rajaf says, good performance, but keep in mind Glinios out. And also, City have the possession, but what are they doing with it? All sides and backwards. They want us out, says that. And Dorgu development should be at left back. Why is he at left wing, says Zaid. I mean, it's one game. It's one game, you know? And we have to set up in a tactical way. I don't really have a problem with it. It's a bit like the chance where Bruno tried to play Mbeumo in, and everyone's going, oh, Bruno. But when you watch it back, and I didn't see it at half-time, maybe they showed it back, maybe they didn't. Yes, Bruno has to play that pass. And yes, you think it's going to be a chance. But Mbeumo has got to stand still to stay on side. And as the pass gets played, there's a Man City player who's running back. That ball has to travel. Mbeumo can't move. The City player is already moving. So he gets back and gets in the way, you know? It looked like a great opportunity, but it actually played out the way you think it would, really. Orsticks just gifted 10 memberships. Don't forget, full-time player ratings. Mark every player out of 10. 6 being the average. Get involved with that. There we go. I'm always banging on about passing accuracy, but once again, it's crap. Only 82% to City's 92%, says Marlowe. Do you think the squad lends itself more to 4-2-3-1? Seems like that front four is very interchangeable with bench players, which is good. And Rajaf says, what do you think about City's performance defensively? I think it's all over the place. I think if City were playing Arsenal with that team, they'd get battered. It's really weak. And sometimes football is really simplistic. You know, you've got a load of players out in defence and you're weak in defence. And they keep showing that Diallo yellow card, really. Don't get distracted. Linios out, says one and only. Look, that City defence is weak. Their bench is weak. So I'm trying to quit drinking, really struggling. Do you have any advice, says L3? I've never really quit it, mate. But I suppose you take it day by day, don't you? Every time Bruno has the ball, there is a chance. He's the best 10 right now. Such a pleasure to watch. Does everything a 10 does. Man of the match so far, says definitely show. Mainu's been much better as well, says Anton. United's best player for me. Look, I think Bruno has been good. He's a good number 10. Cherky and O'Reilly coming on for Alain and Foden. That probably makes them stronger. At the back. That probably does make them stronger at the back. I was surprised that O'Reilly didn't start. I think he's a good player. They'll probably put him at left back and move Aki to centre back. Mainu's dribbling reminded me of the FA Cup final. And if there's a guarantee of a new manager, let me just get the timer ready. If there's a guarantee of a new manager and a solid backup plan at the end of the season, I'm okay with playing like this and qualifying for Europe, says Kev. I mean, yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Man of the half, let us know in the chat. I think Dorgu's done well. Bruno's done well. I mean, I don't think anybody's had a bad game. Diallo had a bad first 20 minutes and was probably lucky to be on the pitch. I'll probably say Bruno. Yeah, I probably would say Bruno's been our best player. Because, you know, in the midfield, I'd sell him. As a number 10, I wouldn't. It's really that simple. Oh, good play. Good play. Diallo in behind and he put a cross in. They're all queuing up on the back post. It's actually good play, this. It's just a bit ahead of everybody. It would have been a tap in on the back post. It's hard to say what you can do there because he's put it into the right area. Base the Cherky, says Jack. To quit drinking, join a support group like AA or Recovery, says Aware. Find a detox centre and go for a week. There you go. Roller says, hope you're well and we win, but doesn't this prove they're all light switch players? We should replace Diallo and find a replacement for Casemiro, says Roller. And Sir Y says, how is Diallo a footballer? He did well there. He did well there. Overlap, put the cross in. Right, he's going to go back for the free kick. Credit where it's due. Carrick set up well today. We look solid in defence and creating opportunities, says Dinan. I wouldn't say Mainu's look class. but we need to give him a run of games, and then I think we can judge him, because even if he had a bad game today, I'd still say it's very difficult. He's not had a lot of football. What did I have for breakfast, Rich? I had these like mini shredded wheat with nuts on. Well played, Ahmad. Yellow card there for O'Reilly. He's only just come on as well. That could be positive for us. Get Ahmad the ball. It's going to be easier for Ahmad to run at O'Reilly because we're playing on the counter. Hi, Mark. It's my birthday today. I hope we can win today, but in the long term, I have no hope we can win anything major with this ownership. I'm sick of the cycle we're in right now, says 50. I am says, asking Mark for drinking advice is like Wilcox asking Wilcox for formation advice. Mate, I don't drink that often. I haven't had a drink since Thursday. But I'm not somebody that's ever quit it, so I can't really give advice on it. Carrick is set up well, but we need to score, says Strider. Happy birthday, 50 Santini, as well. Hopefully we can get the win. I think it's set up for us to win. I just don't think Man City have been very good at all. It's been a strange performance from Man City. Look, next week when we play Arsenal at the Emirates, it's going to be very difficult. You know, they're at home. Lots of good players from back to front. Very good defensively. But Man City, they've not looked good so far, which is worrying, because I think we just got to score first. I wouldn't like them to score first, because then we'd have to open up. I'm Jason Wilcox. Jason Wilcox. They'll be loving it if we win. But I'll be loving it if we win. It won't be anything down to them. It'll be despite them, not because of them. Look how deep our defensive line is, though. The camera angle here is really good. We're so deep because we're worried. And Haaland struggles against deep lines. Offside, Mbermo. We're offside all the time. Why are we offside so much? Football edits. Happy birthday, pal. Thanks for all your super chats, by the way. You can do that through the $sign. I think we've caught up on those. Happy birthday, 50 Santimi. Yes, Carrick has set us up well. Thank you. Bailey's on your shredded wheat. God, no. I like the Bailey's squirty cream. I had that on my mince pies at Christmas, but there's no alcohol in it. Delit's not on the bench, no, Lars. He might be back on the bench for the Arsenal game. I think that's the thought process. Dorgu. Back into Bruno. Got to get Bruno on the ball a lot. Hold on a minute. Diallo, good ball. He's continued his run. Ahmad into Diallo. Out to Mbermo. Cross is good. And they've got it out. Hi, Mark. What do you think of Aronson from Leeds? I watched him at St James's Park. Very, very talented. Would you want him at United, says Scott? I mean, we have brought players in from Leeds before. Good play by Bruno. Alan Smith. And we've sold players to Leeds before, Dan James. So it can happen. Cold. Someone just said Bruno red card. What, for violating Man City with his little back kicks? Hi, Mark. Benny C here. Thoughts on... Yeah, I'm not reading that, Ben. Filth. I'm hoping this Foden substitution for Cherky is going to go in our favour because I don't know. I rate Foden, so it's getting a bit open here. I don't like it. Semenyo, Haaland on his right foot. Good block by Martinez. God, I'm getting a bit. I must admit, I'm getting a bit nervous here. First sniff for Haaland, and you did panic. On his right foot, though. Why can't we play this intensity every week? It's all we ask as fans. Act like you want to play for our badge, says Brit. Light switch, isn't it? You know, big game. Love from Norway, says VD. Easy catch for Le Mans. Is there a little bit of a break on? He's gone for it with Mbermo. And good recovery tackle. Dorgu just going down looking for a free kick. Gives me Garnacho vibes. Says, he's nothing like Garnacho. You're talking rubbish. I said in the first half, first goal in this game's key. I think both teams are capable of keeping the clean sheet if they score first, because you can just shut the shop and counter. And that worries me. Here's Doku. Rodri. I don't like this. I do not like this. Well done, Martinez. He wanted the throw in. He's not going to get it. Happy 17th birthday to my daughter. Come on, United, says Jimmy. Kay is the daughter. And I am Jose says, idiotic thing about United is if we signed one midfielder permanently and another on loan instead of paying Amrim's sack fee, would literally be in Europe. Yeah, I'm not answering that, Tyler. Rude. Faye says Ahmad needs to come off. Good tackle by Diallo. It gets fouled by Doku. Would you go on Celebrity Traitors, says Logan? I've never watched it, so I don't know. Bruno offside again. Is Cherky still upset about the Lyon game, says Josh? Well, yeah, it might be a red there. Nothing changes, then nothing changes. We don't need a new manager again. It will change nothing under this ownership. The owners just have to go, says Riley. Love from Australia. And Ash says, is it concerning that Haaland is touching the ball more? It's a lovely ball out to Ahmad. Great save, Donnarumma. Oh, Casemiro. What a miss. Oh, for fuck's sake. How was he missed? Lovely ball out to Ahmad, who is onside. Gets the shot off. Good save, Donnarumma. And then Casemiro. What a save. What a miss, but what a save. Who hit that pass to Ahmad as well? It was absolutely exquisite. Well, he can't hit it first time there. He's got to score there. Oh, what a save. What a save. Fucking hell. We've got to win this game. Like, we really have. They're so bad at the back. Well played, Mainu. If you draw or win, do you think we have won the league? Says Jared. I think some people will act like we've won the league. Hi, Mark. Thought-provoking question here. Would you rather... I'm not reading these sort of questions, Sasha, so waste of time. Gino, thanks for being a member for 27 months. Maguire's miss. Casemiro's miss. Fantastic save by Donnarumma. You've got to give credit to the keeper, but it's one of those where you say, brilliant by the keeper, but you've got to score. Well done, Mainu. Is that a free kick to us? No. Throwing to City. I think with Casemiro, in fairness, he just hesitates a little bit. And in that position, you know, you can blast it, you can place it, and I think he just hesitates. And look, the chances of that happening are slim. But it's just Donnarumma's foot's there. And you know, it's a great save, but it's so much of the goal to aim at. I do worry about City playing on the edge of our box. We've seen them so many times. We need firepower in the box, Mark, says Gino. Well, I'll be looking at Cunha now. Surely Cunha in a game like this is really important. But never write United out against decent teams. Like, I think people go, oh, we're going to get smacked up. You don't tend to get smacked up if you sit back and counter-attack and you're up for it. And we have got good players, and if they're up for it, you know, we went to Anfield and won. No one gave us a bloody chance. I really hope we use the bench before they nick it, says 1 Inch Wonder. Jared says, I meant if you draw and win and Arsenal win, has Arsenal won the league? Well, I think if we can stop City winning here, it's another massive boost to Arsenal's title hopes if they go and win at Forest later. We live together and my girlfriend just found out before the game that I'm checking up to buy an apartment for myself. Crazy times. Come on, United, says more Mr. Jordan. Well, good luck with your apartment. Mainu, that's a bit sloppy. Good tackle, Casemiro. He's had a good game, Casemiro, as well. Rashford would have been great in this game, says Jason Wilcox. "61 minutes, so watch out for Sesko and Cunha, I'd say, in the next 10. Tired legs. Well, there might be tired legs, but they played as well, didn't they? Man City. They played on... Did they play Tuesday or Wednesday? I think they played Tuesday. Yeah, they played Tuesday, so... Bruno was down in the box there. I don't know whether he's looking for a penalty or something. I can see our subs are warming up. Lovely run by Dorgu. Well done, Martinez. Certainly didn't get carried by Haaland there. Imagine if we go and score from this. If you know, you know. Ahmad, give it back to Bruno. That's surely a cross. What a save by Donnarumma again. I can't fucking believe it. I can't believe he saved that. I don't know whether that's a foul. Donnarumma, man of the match. I mean, I don't know how he saves this. The cross comes in from Bruno. Again, I think you got to score that. I think we have 3 big chances. I think you got to score that. But you know what? This is why Man City go and buy Donnarumma. Man City go and buy Mark Gahey. Man City go and buy Semenyo. Yeah, it's not rocket science. Buy decent players and they make a big difference across the season, you know? Love Lamens, but shows why you spend on a keeper. Exactly, Div. You know, we're buying all these learner drivers, aren't we? We buy all these learner drivers and, you know, I don't know what's happened to Maguire here. Yeah, I mean, Maguire does pick up a lot of injuries these days as well. Ripper, welcome to Members Club. Thank you. Can you shout out my dad, Steve Musgrove? Cheers, says Dino. Shout out to your dad. Inquisition says Wilcox sitting there thinking of information tweaks. It's my 15th birthday from Australia, says Leonard. Happy birthday, pal. Would you go to a more attacking back 3 at this stage for Cunha and Diallo to come on? Lovely turn by Mbeumo. This could be looking good. It's a 3v2. It's a 4v3. I've got to score from here. Goal! Get in! Lovely. At last. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Mbeumo with the goal. People said it'd take him off. United lead 1-0. Absolutely brilliant counter-attack. And tell you what, this is why he should be playing as a number 10. I'll sell Bruno Fernandes in the midfield and I'll keep him every single day of the week as a number 10 because I've seen that so many times in my life. You break away like that and nothing comes from it. That was superb by Bruno. Absolutely perfect. Timed the pass to perfection. That is why he is the best number 10 in the Premier League. Absolutely brilliant. And that's all down to Bruno. I mean, brilliant finish by Mbeumo. I mean, you've got to finish against the goalkeeper of Donnarumma's quality. But what a weighted pass. The brilliance of that pass is that Mbeumo doesn't need to take a touch. He weights it so well that you can hit it. You don't need to. He lets it go across his body. It's a lovely finish. But the weighted pass by Bruno, there's no bobble. It's rolled across, and he can just take that first time, put it in the bottom corner. And to be fair to Donnarumma, he gets very close to it. But well, we've got the goal we deserve. We've got the goal we deserve. And Man City with 25 minutes. What do you do now, Carrick? This is the interesting thing. Under Amorim, we sit back. We can't sit back. We've got to go and get the second goal. 25 minutes. How many times this season have we got in front and sat back? Arsenal fans, come on. What a great decision by Bruno. Martinez, man of the match for me, says Robert. Love Le Mans. I said in the off-season we should have signed Donnarumma when the rumours were there. Proven winner, says Ashton. I think that was before the goal, but there's not a lot he could have done on that. Come on. Sit deep and counter now. You don't change the system at all. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Get the second goal, basically. And the great thing about the way we're playing is that it doesn't really change the way we're playing. Or it shouldn't change the way we're playing. J-Dead says, I've seen enough Carrick in. This is what terrifies me. This is what absolutely terrifies me. But our fan base is stupid. Ahmad again. You've got to do well. Oh, why has he not cut that back to Diallo? Why has he not cut back that to Diallo? Larry says we're back. Let's bring Rashford back and win the league. Ryan says the team has looked well organised. Now just need to finish it off. That long ball switch from Dorgu to Ahmad was sick, like Scholes and Beckham back in the day. Would love that ball back in our bat and a place as Strider. Points dropped from winning positions. Yeah, we have dropped a lot. This is, I mean, it's got nothing to do with United, but this could also be huge for the title, as I said. Seen enough. City's not catching Arsenal, says Chris. Look, I'm not making excuses. We've been in this position under Ten Hag. We've had it numerous times, but their defence is shite. I don't think any of their back four are actually... I mean, I don't know. Nunez isn't playing. Vardiel, Stones, Diaz. I mean, if it wasn't for Donnarumma... I mean, the only thing Man City can say is Diallo should have been sent off. And that's not really enough, is it? No defensive substitution, says Marlowe. Get in from the Gooners, says Hamish. Don't let this distract you, says Nath Soccer. Glazer's out. Man of the match, Martinez. Let's appreciate him, says XV. I just need to switch on here. That's it. No more signings and demonstrations, says Johnny. And what a feeling that must be, scoring that and hearing that roar, says One Inch Wonder. Post the player ratings. Links in the video description. If you want to get in and give your player ratings, I'll put the QR code in a minute. Corner to Man City. That's members. There we go. Register there, scan the QR code, or go to unitedstandplayerratings.com, I think it is. Corner to Man City, get that out. And I think we've won a free kick. Just brilliant from Bruno. I've seen it so many times where you break away and people don't take advantage of a 4v3. And the weight of the pass by Bruno is just absolutely superb. Wearing my Lucky Stone Roses shirt. Come on, United, says Doug. He doesn't do it often, but if Ahmad can get a few of those selfish moments, he could be the best player at the club, says Pengers. Lisa Carrick's team talk worked, Roy, says Viking. And Mbeumo has gone off now. Not going to sit here acting happy about Ollie ball, says Dimitri. I mean, I think, look, Cunha's on now. Good player to bring on in a situation like this. Can hold on to the ball, win free kicks. You know what? Premier League predictions. I had us down for a win. Robbie went with a draw. You know, you either know the game or you don't. And I've played the game. I know the game. I know how it works in a Manchester derby. Bit lazy there from Dorgu. Good tackle by Casemiro. I'm having to fly into some tackles here. Well done, Diallo. Carrick himself said he doesn't want the job at the end. Let him do his interim job and leave. We need to stop chasing, says Island Boy. Mate, there is no way that Carrick doesn't want this job. He said, we'll see what happens. He does want the job. Hi, Mark and Mods. Hope your family's well. Is this one of the best performances of the season so far? No. I don't think it is. I think it's a good performance, but I think we had some good performances as well. You know, I think people forget, like Liverpool, and people forget Brighton, and people forget Sunderland. We had some good performances, but obviously beating Man City in the derby is going to be a big result, especially considering the month we've had. Eddie Mack says, we haven't won yet, but Arsenal fans will be happy. And Mellon says, now imagine this team with a loaned Fred. Jared says, as a gooner, sending all my support, Carrick at the wheel. I think Haaland just sort of caught Casemiro there. There was anything in it. Just probably wasting time, like CT says. La Familia says, defending has been superb, this effort every game. But it won't work every game, mate, because when you play Brentford, they won't play a high line and let you sit a deep line, and you can't counter-attack against half the league. You can do it against Liverpool. You can do it next week against Arsenal. You can do it against Man City, but this won't work every week. It's going to, we're at Old Trafford and we're defending the edge of our box, counter-attacking, and it's fine because it's Man City, but you can't do that against Brentford. So we'll have to mix it up. Hi, Mark. Could you give a shout out to Chairman, please? She's tuned in for the first time. Carmen, not Chairman. There you go, Steve. Shout out, Carmen. Would you rather want United, Arsenal or City to win the Premier League, says Johans? Definitely Arsenal. I mean, it's not a great choice, but... And look, it's a good 3 points in relation to our European hopes, because I think a lot of people would have thought we're going to drop points against Arsenal and Man City. And, it's almost like 3 bonus points, isn't it? Especially when you think about the points we dropped to Burnley and Wolves. Well played, Dorgu. That's Rico. Has Bernardo Silva been booked or Casemiro? I'm not doing well on my bet builder, am I? I don't think we've had 10 corners. Bruno hasn't scored. Both teams haven't scored. And Casemiro and Bernardo Silva haven't been booked. Have we had 10 corners at least? I think we have had 10 corners. 6? United have done okay, but this game is likely heading towards a draw. I don't think it is. If United do win, it will be more of a morale boost for the players at best, says KZ. My man of the match is Bruno. Such a selfish performance, says Luke. Would you rather want... I've done that one as well. I think Carrick might deserve a cheeky kiss for this, says Mystic. My score prediction in our WhatsApp group was 2-0 to United as well. I mean, I don't want to tempt fate, but... Goal! 2-0, Dorgu! Absolutely brilliant from Cunha, and Dorgu makes it 2-0. He deserves that. He deserves that. Brilliant play by Cunha. Dorgu gets across it. He's been playing well for weeks, and it's instant impact from Cunha off the bench. And Dorgu, I mean, shit defending from Man City. But you know what, Liam and Noel, don't look back, you anchors. It's 2-0 to United, and your title dream is over at the courtesy of Manchester United. Thank us later, Arsenal. 2-0 to United, 3 points to United. Man City's title dream over. There we go. There we go. That's brilliant. He so deserves that, Dorgu, as well. He's been playing really well. He got loads of shit when we got him. People writing him off. And I think over the last few weeks, he's looked really good. And look, we're definitely benefiting from a bad Man City defence. I mean, it's all over the place here, look. But this is what Cunha can do. Gets the ball out wide. Definitely onside. Runs at O'Reilly. He's on a yellow card. He can't make a tackle. Goes to the byline, puts the cross in, and look at the defending there. Incredibly bad defending, but, you can only do what you can do. And Dorgu makes it 2. Oh, get in, Dorgu. Pep getting sacked in the morning, says Gems. GGMU, says Ryan. And do you know True Geordie got married recently, says Harvey. I can't stand these owners. Love United. Wins so much, but I cannot fully be ecstatic knowing they will use the win for spit. I mean, look, Vibber, I'm not going to lie. Like, as I said this morning, I just want Man United to win the derby and I want Glinios out. And I do understand what people are saying about, you know, really, they're not going to go anywhere, are they, if we keep bringing in interims and winning derbies and people just swallow the sperm. People just swallow the spin. But look, yeah, I do agree with that. But, you know, we've got light switch players who turn up when they like. We've got shit owners who get away with it all the time. And, you know, I mean, realistically, this team is never going to be good enough, is it? It's a one-off game. And they've beaten Man City. But look at what Man City have done in January. You know, they will get their players back. They will finish higher than us. Arsenal are better than us. We survive off results like this, Liverpool away, and we die on inconsistency. And that's because the club doesn't put the money in that's required and doesn't have the quality that's required. But we can always do games like this, which is why it's so disappointing getting knocked out of the cup, because we are capable of these types of performances, which is why I think we've been a good cup team over the years. But yeah, you're right. I mean, look, the hype and buzz from this is going to be huge now. Of course, there's going to be people saying give Carrick the job. But Ollie beat Man City. Jose beat Man City. Ten Hag beat Man City. Amrin beat Man City. You know, it's not like, it's not a, it is a surprise, but it's not a surprise. We've had these results for years. We were 2-0 down to Man City at the Etihad and we won 3-2 in the second half. So we will keep doing this and we will keep going around the cycle. And ultimately, there's an element of our fan base that is just pure stupid. And they will be going, yeah, give the job to Carrick. Oh, stop moaning about the owners. It's a new start. You know they're there. You know, they will. I mean, I'm being told to shut up by people in the chat already. My experiment works. You know, you're making me happy. I said this at the start of the week, that if we beat Man City, the Glazer out movement's over, because people will be there sucking them off again, subconsciously going, oh, it doesn't matter, we're back, Carrick's here, oh, you know, we're winning. Of course. But Robert McCormack says, Neville said that's the best 77 minutes on this ground in years. Glazerite. The Ripper has gifted another 50 memberships. You're a legend, mate. Dorgu, man of the match, is Zets MVP. I think there's a few. I think Casemiro's coming off. He's had a good game. Casemiro's been good. Martinez has been good. Maguire's been good. Bruno's been good. I mean, I don't think there's anybody that's really had a bad game, really. I mean, Diallo had a bad first 20 minutes, but Martinez and Dorgu, man of the match, amazing, says Marlow. Well, get your player ratings in. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Get me a third, says Kent. Carrick's in control, says Alec Miller. We could play Grimsby this midweek and still lose, says Jojo. Cooper says this is the best 77 minutes in years, says from Neville. But that to me just sounds like Glazer spin. You know, it's almost like everything's okay now because it's the best 77 minutes we've had in years. And it's the same as, I mean, we've been down this road before. Ollie won his first 8 games in a row. Donnarumma's not dancing anymore, says M. Had our Weetabix today. Bring on the Gunners, says T. Manchester is red. Well-deserved. Cunha and Dorgu, they both needed that to kick on, says Island Boy. Look at Sir Alex's reaction. Just gave me... Oh, yeah, I'm not reading that 1-inch wonder. New manager bounce again, says Bray. And big up to Dominic tuning in from County Durham. Says Void. Carrick at the wheel, says Scott. You got your point against Robbie, mate, says Robert. I did. I said Man United would win. Dorgu is our new gig, says Wan. Dorgu doing very well at left wing. Give young players time. It's been said, Alex. Dorgu's a future star. What a player, says Marlow. And Neville just said Carrick has probably delivered the best 77 minutes for years in the ground. Oh, dear. Well, we must have all been sleeping for Leon a few months ago. Mainu's been sensational as well, says Hussein. And City don't have the minerals for the title, says Joe. Well, hopefully, there's a lot of Arsenal fans very happy about this. Done you a massive favour. Let's have a look at the Premier League table. We're actually into 4th now with that win. Despite it being out... How are we in 4th when it's our first win in 6? We're into 4th as things stand, and Man City are 6 points off the title, and Arsenal play at 5:30. So they could be 9 points clear. Well, hopefully they'll give us a point next week. Top 4 for a few hours, says Steve. Yeah, of course. Liverpool are playing Burnley, aren't they? I forgot about that. We need to separate the performances on the pitch from getting the owners out. We need to support the team, but not the owners. It's so hard, Toby. You know, that protest against Fulham will have beaten Man City. Imagine if we get something against Arsenal. You know, it's really difficult to get any momentum against the ownership because people are led by results. Can we appreciate how good Martinez has been, says Bath. Whole team better not be below a 7 in the player rating, says Connor. Nazir says Scholesy and Butty were talking about Haaland being... But yeah, they're going to have to take the L on that one, I'm afraid. Enjoy the moment, says Seb. Yeah, well, yeah, 100%. Divine says fans that celebrate the wins are the reason we fail. But I'm celebrating the win. I always celebrate a Man United win, and I get stick for it, but I do. Always celebrate the win. Always celebrate the win because the win's something very personal to you, isn't it? Martinez really struggles against Haaland. Ridiculous opinion. Button Scholes should be ashamed, says Marlowe. Jack says it's no fluke. No, I mean, I don't think it is a fluke today. I mean, look, Man City, defensively, I said it when the team came out, that they were there for the taking. And they have been. Fuck the haters. Come on, Mark and United up the Reds, says Tosh. Let's see the cheeky smile, says Adam. Do you think the fitness they gained from playing Amram's 3 at the back has helped them play a more traditional formation, says JR. I can't remember a shot on target for City, says Chris. Can you include Steve Holland in the ratings too, says David. How do you think Carrick will change it up for Fulham, says Strider. Jimmy says we're back. Why are United fans so fickle, says Irish Ryan. I already see a few of them on social media talking about giving Carrick the job. Because they're thick, basically. Every family has thick people in it. You know, and every fan base has thick people. They're stupid, in my opinion. But, you know, they'll get abusive. They'll probably send death threats and all that shit. But I think you're thick. I think you're really thick if you're saying give the job to Carrick. Because I've seen the movie so many times before. I want him gone in the summer. I want European football and I want him gone in the summer. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm very happy with the win. We need to win if we're going to get in Europe, and I definitely don't want another season where we're not in Europe. We have to be in Europe. But I don't want Michael Carrick getting the job. I don't want Steve Holland as the assistant coach. I don't want Jonathan Woodgate and Johnny Evans. I want better than that. Man City, who we are beating 2-0, are still miles ahead of us, and they've just bought Semenyo and Guehi. Over the long term, it's a 38-game season. And if you want to be good over 38 games, you've got to have a good team and a good coach. One-off wins are what West Ham and Everton do. I want us to win consistently. And to do that, I mean, this team's going to need a massive rebuild as well. You know, some of these players that have played well today, like Maguire and Casemiro, probably won't even be here next year. But look, I give a shout out to Diallo. I think he's recovered. I don't want to see a low score for Diallo. I think he has recovered really well. Wilcox masterclass. He knows what he's doing, says T. Cherky's the best number 10 in the world, says Hypocrisy. Any watch-alongs tomorrow, says Luke. No. Michael Owen was talking shit about Martinez as well, says Lil. How do you manage the minutes between Mbermo, Ahmad and Sesko, says Jose. I need a title for the match reaction here. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe. Look at Barada. Look at him with his smug little smile, you little cretin. I fucking hate them. I hate Barada and Wilcox. I don't want to see them. Go to Carrick. That's fine. What title do we go with? I don't want to put anything about give it to Carrick. Not even as a joke. I'm not doing sack the board. I'll get pelters for it. I actually do value my mental health, and as much as I would love to go with sack the board, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Forget what it looked like. Nice to see you smiling at the United game. What? Forgot what it looked like to see you smiling at a United game, says Cat. Well, this is why I always enjoy a win. I remember when we beat Brentford and we played shit and people were like going mad at me because I was happy that we'd won. But fundamentally, I'll always want Man United to win games of football because it's a personal thing. Ah, yes. Let me do. I might go with that. Thanks very much. I've just seen a very good title. Don't forget to do the player ratings. Hopefully, we're going to see some good ones. And credit to Luke Shaw and Delo for not getting sent off as well. Those were very early yellow cards. Oh, Ahmad. Still Ahmad. Oh, he's at the post. So close. Sorry, I wasn't looking there. I'm just saving the thing. It runs the clock down anyway. Not brilliant. Would have been a brilliant goal by Ahmad. I feel like he deserves one. Gets a lot of stick, but I think he's a fantastic player. And Dorgu has got the pace here. I mean, look, if we could play teams like this every week, there's been so much space on the break, and we're good. We've always been good. Ten Hag, Amarin, Ollie, we're really good when we play against teams that play like this. I mean, remember that October time when we beat Sunderland, Brighton, Liverpool. Teams they play when teams play open against us, we're good. We struggle against the low block, and that's where where Carrick's going to have to, figure it out. But I thought Donnarumma saved it. It's just a bit unlucky. Look at all the phones. Fucking hell. I hate all that. Look at all the phones out. Oh, dear. Do not like that. Aiden Heaven's coming on. Mason Mount. Forgot we had. Fucking hell, I forgot about Mason Mount. I tell you what, he might have a problem. He might have a problem. Mason Mount. I completely forgot about Mason Mount. Ahmad's off again. This could be 3. It's a 3v3. He's offside, Cunha. I think he's offside. I think he's offside. I think he's offside. I don't think it's a goal. Mason Mount scored with his first touch, but I think it's offside. They're all celebrating. Look, I admit, if this is a goal, I've completely fucked up. But I think it looked offside. I really do. Loads of people saying he's on. Carrick's saying, are they going to check? I don't think Carrick's sure. I think he looked off. VAR check. Let's see. I'm really pissed off with myself if this is a goal because I've completely not, I've not gone with it. Mason Mount celebrating. I'll be really annoyed with myself if this is a goal because, well, I want it to be a goal, but what I'm saying is, oh, he's miles on. Miles on. I'm sorry. It's 3-0. It's 3-0. He's miles on. He looks miles on. He's onside. Lovely goal. Cunha with two assists for Cunha as well. 2 assists for Cunha. Man City have been battered here. Good for our goal difference as well. 2 assists for Cunha. Off the bench. Casemiro giving Michael Carrick a jump. Put some respect on Maguire's name, says Marlowe. Neville saying Amrin will be watching, asking where the urgency came from, says Slaith. And what about Deja? Well, I mean, look, I think we all know where the urgency came from. It's like, it's this. Can we do it? Light switch. That's Man United, look. VAR are checking it, but I've already checked it. That's onside. I did think it was offside, but I definitely think it's offside. Onside now, definitely. I'd be very surprised if this is off. It looked off in real time, but it is. Oh, I was wrong. Oh, I was right now. I mean, look, it doesn't matter. We're going to win 2-0 anyway. But I was right. Oh, you know what? This is why you need to watch the United Stand watch-alongs, the That's Football watch-alongs, because Goldbridge is right. I told you. I said it was offside. I said, go with your gut. In real time, I thought it was offside. And everyone celebrated, and I thought, I've missed the goal. But I did think it was offside. And, well, I'll wait to see the replay, but I did think it was offside. Bit of a shame. It's not a shame, though. 2-0 is still very good. You know, we could be greedy for 3, and we could still make it 3. I think the title's gone. If Arsenal go to Forest, I mean, I am live on That's Football for it. If Arsenal win at Forest, I think the title's gone. I'm sure Piers Morgan. Oh, he did. Piers Morgan quote tweeted me. I said, that City defence and bench, they're there for the taking if we approach this right. He said, I don't want to see you blowing your gasket again. We need United to win this. Don't forget to do player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. If you've not registered, it's free to do it. We do it after every single game, and it's very rare that we get the opportunity to do it in a positive way. I like how they don't show the offside. It looked onside, says Sean. Yeah, Ahmad's definitely offside there. I'm a little bit surprised how Pep's played, but, you know, in some ways, you've got to respect it. You know, to come to Old Trafford and play a high line and let us do what we've done, knowing we'd probably do it. But look, 3 points to Man United in the Manchester derby. The title is gone. Stone Roses defeat Oasis. And it's 2-0 to Manchester United. And I tell you what, after a shit couple of weeks, don't show me Wilcox and Barada. They're the fucking dicks who are fucking this club up. That result is for you. It's for the fans. This is a Manchester derby. It's a win. That's for you, the most important people. This is not. Don't let these knobheads at the top off the hook. No, not spending in January, maybe fucking up Europe, massive debt, knocking the stadium down, sacking managers 1 year into projects, you know, interviewing fucking Ollie. You know, they're twats at the top of this club. Two things are important. You can want Man United to win and celebrate Man United winning, and also want Glinios out. And we need to learn to do that. Because I tell you what, it's dead. It's over. The whole Glazer out movement's going to die because we've won today, but it shouldn't die. Because winning games like this are things that we've done before. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer won his first 8 games. Ten Hag won a trophy in his first 2 seasons. Jose Mourinho won 2 trophies in 1 season and finished second. They all got sacked. We've seen this movie before. We've seen these starts before. We've beaten Man City under Amorim, under Ten Hag, under Ollie, under Mourinho. They all beat Man City. So we celebrate the win, but the bigger picture is this shouldn't silence that Glazer out movement. Because this will be short-lived. This will not stay like this for very long. Because there's too many problems in that football club. So don't let it silence the real issues. Celebrate the win, but push for change. Let's get into the match reaction. Lots of positive stuff to talk about on the player ratings. I'll speak you over there in a minute.